Hello, welcome to this edition of the Microsoft Cloud News Update. This is where I read the cloud blogs so you don't have to. Lots of exciting news around JEDI, Xbox, Azure, and Teams, so let's jump right into it. So speaking of Ignite, it's in 2 weeks, and if you haven't registered, please do so now. Here is the web address that you can go to register. It's open, it's free, lots and lots of great content regarding Azure, Office 365, Microsoft 365, etc. So definitely you want to register now, get your agenda built out, and get ready for day one, which is in about 2 weeks. I would be remiss to mention the latest in the saga of the JEDI announcement from the federal government. It looks like the review of the federal government and the DoD on the current contract regarding the JEDI proposal for Microsoft. They've reevaluated it, and looks like it continues to meet their needs, and we all hope to move forward very soon. Our third update, again, I would be remiss if I didn't mention this. Nothing to do with cloud per se. It's regarding the Xbox and the latest Xbox console, which is the Series S console, starting at $299. And more information on the Xbox, if you're an Xbox fan, can be found at this link. Okay, now for some fun news updates. Our fourth update is a blog post from one of our program managers on Azure regarding 5 ways to optimize your backup costs with Azure Backup. So going through this article, there are a couple of really neat tips if you're using Azure Backup. And it's all about the optimization tab, which is in the backup reports portal. So clicking on that, you have a couple different options available to you, one of which is cleaning up deleted resources and making sure you are not maintaining data on things you don't need to maintain data for. Sounds pretty straightforward, but it's one of those housekeeping items that a lot of people miss. So you'll definitely want to check that out. Going down through the blog post around optimization and backup policies is using differential backups. So using daily differential backups along with weekly is way more cost effective than daily full backups. Most of us know that, but particularly if you're backing up SAP or SQL workloads, sometimes we're in a rush to get backups done or a backup created, a schedule, etc. And we're just doing full backups on a daily basis. So converting to differential will definitely save some time. So now that you've had the system up and running, go back, click on the optimization tab, identify the databases that were configured with daily full backups, and making sure you're taking advantage of differential backups. Another way to optimize is around retention and making sure you're having shorter retention durations that are meeting your compliancy requirements. So just another thing to check out, and making sure you're retaining data within the bounds and boundaries of your compliancy terms for your organization. So another tip to look into. 2 more tips to share. So regarding selective disk backup, you do have the ability to exclude or include certain data disks within your virtual machines. So another thing to check, make sure you're using the selective disk backup feature and selecting the correct disks for backup and excluding those disks that you don't need to back up and maintain data for. Again, another cost savings tip with that. And last but not least, just taking another review of if you're using LRS or GRS storage. So if you move from GRS to LRS, you'll definitely half the cost of your backup storage. So locally redundant storage, all data is replicated within the same region. Geo-redundant storage, you're going to go to different regions across a particular country or boundary. The cost is a little bit more. If that's not something you need, again, in the rush to create your backup strategy, you might have elected this, or maybe your needs have changed. Again, it's something to take a look at in terms of reducing your overall backup costs. Our fifth update is the announcement of the AWS Connector for cost management and billing within Azure being now generally available. So you now have the ability to directly connect your AWS resources and now manage and analyze both Azure and AWS spend from a single location. So something definitely to check out if you're looking at reducing your spend for more than one cloud service. Our sixth update is regarding Microsoft Teams and some things that were announced last month. Don't believe I've covered this before, but if you scroll down here, particularly if you're an educational institution, you will find this pretty compelling and interesting. So it's this new capability called Education Insights. And this is providing telemetry for students and teachers around digital engagement. So giving data to either teacher, administrator, etc., in terms of who's using Teams, the Office 365 platform, etc., who's logging in, who is maintaining their login, etc. So definitely something that could be helpful in understanding who's using the system to make the most out of your platform. Our second last update is the general availability and announcement around Microsoft Lists, something that was announced at Build 2020 earlier this year, and now lists are finally GA, and the ability to use lists, Microsoft Lists, within Teams. So definitely check out this blog post for more information on the capabilities, installation, feature functionality of Microsoft Lists within Teams. And last but not least, we have the availability of some training, virtual training around Azure fundamentals. So going to this training day's website, you'll see a list of our virtual events regarding Azure, Microsoft 365, etc. Under Azure, if you were to click on the register link for the fundamentals training, wanted to call this out because it's not really spelled out anywhere else. If you sign up for the Azure fundamentals training, this does include free exam vouchers, which is pretty cool. We will pay for the vouchers to take the AZ 900 certification exam. So definitely check that out if you would like to be certified on Microsoft Azure. That concludes this edition of the Microsoft Cloud News Update. Please like, subscribe, share. Appreciate if you could spread the word on our webcast. And if you have any questions, please reach out in the comments. Let me know if you have any questions. And if not, we will catch you next time. Take care.